was telling my girlfriend goodbye, and she was crying and raising an awful fuss, while the county sheriff and all them men from the draft board is chaining me on a bus. They said they're sending me to a camp for training, and they did too, boy. I trained around the clock. And when I got through with all that training, me and a bunch of other fellers was waiting down on a big old long dock. They said we was waiting for a ship, and pretty soon it come. And I asked our captain, I says, "Captain, where in the world are we going?" And he said, "Vietnam." I told him, "Now just a minute, Captain. You know, over there, they shooting at one another. And I ain't mad enough to shoot at nobody, except maybe it's my girlfriend's old mother." Well, it wasn't long till we got to Vietnam. And you know, over there, things as peaceful as could be, till I walked out there in all them tall weeds and some doggone smart aleck shot at me. That evening, I was out there by our camp, and I lit a cigarette. And I throwed the match down on the ground because I thought that grass was wet. But you know, that grass started to burning, and the flames started to jump, and that doggone little old grass fire spread out there and blowed up our whole ammunition dump. The captain put me to guarding the prisoners of war. There's out there in a big old barbed wire pen, and them poor fellers are just stuffed in there like sardines in a can. Well, I knowed the captain might get peeved at me, and he might even cook my goose. But I got to feeling sorry for all them fellers, and I just turned them all loose. That night I was out there in a foxhole, and some doggone idiot threw a piece of round iron at me, and I took it to the captain. I wanted him to see. When I showed that piece of round iron to that captain, boy, he got bug-eyed and got up and went. And when he started running, he hollered, "Throw it! That's a live hand grenade!" And I did, over my shoulder, and blowed up our headquarters tent. Well, then the captain told me he wanted to talk to me, and so we sat down on the ground, and he told me, "Boy, I'm going to send you back to the United States, because even in the middle of a war, you too dangerous to have around." So he got me ready to come back, and he sent a letter by me. And that letter was addressed to the Pentagon way up there in Washington, D.C. Well, I sneaked a peep at that letter, and I'll tell you, I didn't like the way that letter read, because that captain was talking about me in that letter. This is what it said: "Dear Mr. Secretary of Defense, if all you draftees are like this one, I'd suggest you keep them at home, because the one I'm sending back to you today didn't even know what side he's supposed to be fighting on. Now, Mr. Secretary, you know we need good men over here. We need replacements every day. But if all you're going to send is like this one, I'm just going to go ahead and surrender, because we can't win this war anyway." Signed by my captain. Well, I'm back in those States, and I'm a veteran from Vietnam, just as proud as I can be. But you know, friends, I wasn't gone very long. There wasn't many people ever did miss me. Now I'm down here in the camp in Georgia, and you know Army life ain't so bad. I may not be one of them fighting soldiers, but I'm the best doggone KP this old Army ever had.